I could do anything. She said, T, you can do it. You know, I don't care what other people say you can't do. I'm going to show you how to do it. She used to tell me, I'm going to show you one time. And she would show me one time. And the next thing I know, I was doing it. So, you know, it's in me. It's all in me. That's all I know is yes and amen. That's all I know is let's go get it. That's all I know is let's make it happen. That's who I am. That I was born to do this. You know, this is all I know, Greg. I can't, I couldn't stop. I kept going. I kept going and I couldn't stop.
So, Tawana, was it your spirit that had all the body parts? Maybe the physical component was, quote, lacking, we think, but was it your spirit that was so strong you couldn't quit?
Absolutely. It was the spirit that was in me, that go get it, that make it happen spirit, that spirit of expectation. I've always expected greatness out of myself. When people told me what I couldn't do, the next time they saw me, I was doing what they said I could not do. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's all about the law of expectation. That's how I live my life. It's one of my keys of success, one of my keys of getting it done. You know, that's all I know. You know, the first thing I had to do was I had to clear my thoughts and never entertain more than one thing at a time. You know, I don't multitask. I make things happen. Soldiers don't multitask. Soldiers, they make it happen, you know, and that's who I am. And I'm just saying, I couldn't stop. I couldn't quit if I wanted to, Greg. I tried to sit down. I tried to stop. I tried to slow down, but I couldn't quit. I couldn't stop. So, you know, like I said, you got to clear your thoughts and make it happen. Then you got to change your mindset. That's what one of the things that I really had to do. My mindset had to connect with my heart, with my spirit. I had to expect that it was going to happen. I had to be firm and strong and constant. You know what I'm saying? I had to see myself doing it. You know, like I said, when people told me I couldn't, I was like, okay, watch this. And that's how I did it. You know, we must learn to see it, you know, see it and speak it over and over again until it happens. That's how I get things done. I never allow negative thoughts or negative people to distract me from doing what I'm doing or trying to distract me from reaching my goals. That doesn't happen for me because I know who I am and I know what God said about me. So I just keep it going. And you got to stay focused. You know, stay focused on your expected results, ladies and gentlemen. That's how I did it. I stayed focused. I don't go left. I don't go right. I keep my eye on the prize. And that's how I make things happen. You know, that's how I do it.
Wow. Tawana, I think this is the best time that we're going to play a clip from your video. Do I have your permission to do so?
Absolutely.
And once again, you're tuning in. We're going to be listening to Dr. Tawana Williams.
Hey, hey, it's your girl, the Hope Coach Tawana Williams. Good day to all of you. Good day. I am super excited to be here on today. I was blessed to be born without arms and impaired use of my legs due to the drug thalidomide. I've overcome many challenges and adversities throughout my life, but I made it. I'm still here. I'm still standing. And that's why I am unarmed, but dangerous and an eagle without wings. And if you're watching live, type hashtag live and where you're tuning in from. If you're tuning in later, type hashtag replay and also where you're tuning in from. Today, I want to share with you the overview of my book, Unarmed but Dangerous. Wow. Unarmed but dangerous begins at my birth, as I was a victim of brutal medical negligence. I tell my poignant and heroic true life love story of being born without arms, surviving the trauma of gang rape, being raped by my stepfather, abortion, the miraculous birth of my daughter, drug addiction, and marrying my childhood sweetheart Toby on Christmas Day in 1991. Today, I speak to people across the country, encouraging them to look beyond their circumstances and to accept God's gift of freedom without limitations. Part 1: The Presidential Challenge. My book begins by telling my compelling story of how my mom, a young Black woman in 1963, experienced fainting and nausea so severe that her doctor gave her a sample of a drug. She later found out it was thalidomide. Not realizing the side effects of what impact this drug would have on her unborn child, she took the thalidomide. The drug, which decreased her fainting and nausea, would cause damage far beyond her understanding. When I was born, the doctor would not allow my mom to see me. Instead, he instructed the nurse to keep her sedated. For 3 days following my birth, she was not allowed to see me. And once she did, to her horror and disbelief, she saw not only that I did not have arms, but that my legs were also impaired. My life would now take a new challenge: the challenge of rearing a severely physically handicapped Black child in the early 1960s. With the help of my grandma Rogers, my mom learned how to take care of me and coped as best as she could. After many attempts to receive acceptance and assistance from the Department of Human Services, in desperation, my mom sat down and wrote a heartfelt letter to President to the President of the United States, John F. Kennedy. What happened as a result after that letter amazed my mom. Weeks later, President Kennedy's office wrote her back, instructing her where to go for help for me. They also contacted that same Human Services office that had refused to assist my mom in the first place. Part 2: Identity Crisis. As a result of the president's intervention, at 11 and a half months old, I was taken to Duke Cerebral Palsy Hospital in Durham, North Carolina, to be trained to use my feet as my hands. Mm-hmm. At the time, no other Black children were there because this was a white institution. While there, I experienced an identity crisis. Since I only mostly saw whites, I began to believe in my young mind that I was white too. This was evident when the hospital staff ordered my first prosthetic arms, white arms, as no blacks, as no Black ones were yet available. So I wore them proudly. When the staff ordered my Black arms, I refused to wear them because I thought that they didn't look like me. The hospital staff realized that I needed to see my family and requested that they come and bring as many family members as they could. That is funny to me. Every time See that part and read that part. It's funny. After that, I soon wore my black arms, but never really liked them. Mm. Part three, the homecoming. At the age of 4.5 years old, I returned to live with my family in Washington, D.C. for the first time since I was a baby. The children in the neighborhood met and greeted me joyfully. My sisters and my mom had already told them about my physical condition, but they did not prepare them for me. Whoop, whoop. They didn't know. When one of the children confronted me about my missing arms, I returned the taunt and made everyone laugh, including the bully child. My strength and sense of humor would prove to be a gift since I would soon be tested as I re entered the world of people with two arms. Part four, the acceptance factor. Because of my physical limitations, I had a great need to be accepted. This need would soon prove to be one of my greatest liabilities. It drove me to seek friendships at any cost. Although I was an outstanding student, my grades soon slipped. In an effort to gain the other students' acceptance. With good grades no longer a barrier, I connected with the drug culture. I smoked marijuana, and before I realized what was happening, I became addicted to crack and cocaine. This began the downward spiral that would last more than 10 years. Part five, the return to reason. I was now on track for my God given purpose, letting others know that they have no more excuses for not doing what God told them to do. I say that I'm still in the metamorphosis phase, being changed and renewed daily. Although I'm unarmed, I speak God's love with power and conviction, which helps others know of his forgiveness and redemptive power. I believe everyone is in the midst of the creation process and is like a moth that emerges from its cocoon as a butterfly, changing from glory to glory into God's image. Wow. What an overview. Wasn't that the bomb.com? Whoop, whoop. I'm excited. I'm super excited about life and where I am in my life. So don't forget to purchase your signed copy of Unarmed But Dangerous, the Tawana Williams story today, exclusively only at TawanaWilliams.com. That's TAWANA Williams.com. And you can email me at tawanawilliams.com. And don't forget to check out my upcoming debut movie, Eagle Without Wings, which is based on that book, Unarmed But Dangerous. And oh, yes, Les Brown is one of my executive producers and actors. Woo woo! That's my boy. That's my brother. I'm a Les Brown Platinum speaker, so don't forget. And we would love for you to partner with us with Team Eagle to see your name on the credits. Be called as an extra and other perks too. Or you can be a sponsor. You can also make a donation today at eaglewithoutwings.com. I also have a cash app, $ Eagle Without Wings. It's going to be powerful. We're super excited. And then you can call me anytime, 252-291-6081. Yes, yes. And don't forget, if you're watching live, type hashtag live and where you're tuning in from. If you're tuning in later, type hashtag replay and also where you're tuning in from. Thank you so much for showing up because I do know that showing up is half the battle. Whoop, whoop. I'm your girl, the Hope Coach Tawana Williams, and I want you to hold on to these words. Until we meet again, I know that I will, even without arms. God bless you, and we love you. We'll see you soon. Have a great day.
You're something else here, Tawana. I have a question for you.
Yes.
When you watch that video, what are you feeling in your heart, Tawana? Truthfully, does it make you want to cry?
Yeah, it's joy. It's just joy, happiness, peace, love, all of the above. I have so many emotions as I listen and watch my overview of my life story. It's going to be an amazing chapter, um, you know, in my life. I'm excited, Greg. I'm excited about what God did and what He's doing and what He continues to do in my life. It ain't over till God say it's over. So I'm still excited and still pushing and still making it happen, making sure that eagle without wings shall come to pass. I'm excited.
Tawana, we all know the world conditions,
Yeah.
especially here in the United States. There's so much happening. There's many people who are losing hope, and they don't have that inspiration or motivation to really remain purposeful. That's the word.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Share with them why you can't quit, why you can never give up. Please share, Tawana.
Cause I said so. Cause I said you can't. How about that? Cause if I did it, imagine what you can do. How dare you say you can't do it? How dare you? That's an insult to me for you to say you can't do it. I'm just saying the word I can't, the words I can't are not in my vocabulary. No, I don't play that. I had to believe in myself early on in life. I had to remove the negative self-talk and look for ways to, stay positive and self-encouraging myself. I had to encourage myself, Greg. That's all I know is yes and amen. That, Tawana, you can do this. Tawana, you got this. That's how I did it. I prepared myself for the battle. Prepare yourself for the battle. Arm yourself for the battle. Not the physical battle, but life's battle. You know what I'm saying? You got this. You know what to do. Prepare yourself. Arm yourself. You don't have to wait for anyone or anything or any time to be perfect. You just got to keep moving. You just got to start where you are and move right where you are. Then you get it done. I'm just saying you have to keep moving. You can't quit. You can't stop. You don't stop. You can't do that. You're not given that luxury, ladies and gentlemen. Just prepare yourself for your success journey. That's how I did it. There's nothing so great about me. I just prepared myself for it. I kept going. Yes, I fell down, but guess what? Every time I fell down, I got up again and again and again cuz that's what winners do. We don't worry about what we can't do. We worry about what we can do, what's possible for us. You know, create a success plan for yourself. A success plan is a roadmap where you want to go, where you want to be, your goals, your dreams, your hopes and aspiration. You know, it could be about your business, your personal life, your relationships, or your marriage. You know, set some goals, set some structure, get some things done in your life. I'm just saying it's possible for you. Change your perspectives, ladies and gentlemen. That simply means that you must start seeing things in a new way. It's a new way to live. It's a new way to look at things. It's a new way to look at your problems. Change is one of the best keys to be successful in your life. So please change your perspective. Make some changes in your life. Then I want you to be committed. I'm totally committed to the cause. That's why my husband and I, we did this for 28 years, 28 years traveling the country, giving hope in schools, churches, prisons, daycares, nursing homes, universities, drug rehab centers, veterans associations, colleges, universities. You name it, we did it. Been there, done that. Little churches, mega churches, on TV, everywhere, just doing it, whether they had the money or not. When you're totally committed to it, you ain't got time to worry about the money. You just do it. You just do what God tells you to do. Be dedicated, be loyal to something bigger than yourself. Do something greater than yourself. You can gain motivation, inspiration, and dedication to pursue success on a totally different level. You ain't average. I'm not average. No, you can't live average and say you want to be successful. It doesn't work like that. Remember, you're not average. We're above average. I know I'm not. Ain't nothing average about me. Don't you know we were born to win? We were born to be successful in every area of our lives. Successful people follow through. We follow through with our habits. Unsuccessful people say they're gonna do it, but guess what? Successful people, we get it done. Success is about constantly getting things done. Good and positive habits. And successful people know this. That's how I did it. That's why I do it. And you can do it too. Yeah, you. I'm talking to you. So go get your stuff back and make it happen for yourself. I don't care what happened in your life. I don't care you've been addicted. I don't care your mama's not here, your daddy's not here, you were raised by your grandma. I don't care. There's no excuse for failure. No more excuses. You got this.
Wow.
You got this.
Jeez, Tawana. What are you feeling right now? What are you really feeling?
I'm feeling full. I'm feeling motivated. I'm feeling ready to push somebody. I'm ready to help somebody. Like I said, I just retired in November. So I really don't travel like I used to. But I just feel, when I'm on these lives and when I'm, just motivating people, it just pushes me to continue to move forward. Where we are in our lives with this nation, with this country, we got so much turmoil going on. We got so much negativity in the world today. But I'm telling you, you be the positive force. That's what I had to do. I had to build myself up. So I'm
Mhm.
telling you to build yourself up. Build yourself up. Make it happen for yourself. Talk to yourself. Speak over your life. And that's what I had to do, Greg. And I continue to do it. Success is a mindset. So change your thinking today, and everything about you will change. My God, my God. That's how I did it.
Tawana, you said you're a part of the Les Brown team.
Yes.
How did he help you recognize who you really are?
Les pushed me. There was no silver spoon in my mouth pertaining to being a platinum speaker. When I came in, Les was like, "What you gonna do? Show me what you can do." And I showed him what I could do. And it blew his mind. It blessed him. My being a part of his uh platform blessed him. And so I am honored and grateful. Since 2004, I've been a Les Brown Platinum speaker. Like I said, traveling all over the country, giving hope, inspiring people, and letting them know that they can do it. They can do it. You know, I don't whine and complain. I make things happen. I surround myself around positive people, like-minded people, not the naysayers, haters, and doubters. I take responsibility and control of my life. That's what I do. I upgrade my relationships and my knowledge. I read books every day about what I want to be and what I am expecting to do in my life. That's right. I upgrade my determination. I told myself I could do this. That's how I did it. That's how I've accomplished all the things that I've done in my life. I saw myself doing it, and then I did it. And you can do it too. I don't care what you've been through, what you're doing, what you did. It doesn't matter. There's a book in you too. There's a ministry in you too. A production in you too. There's nothing so great about me. I just continue to soar. I just continue to rise up. Even on a bad day, you wouldn't know I'm having a bad day. People don't know when I'm having a bad day, because I'm not whimpering, whining, and complaining. Woe is me. No, I'm grateful. I'm thankful. I give God praise every time I open my eyes. I prepare first, and then I execute on my plans on a daily basis. That's how I get it done. That's what I did, Greg, and I continue to do it.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Tawana, share your relationship with Jesus. What is your relationship with him like? Could you do it without him?
No way. Not at all. Um, I gave my life to Christ in 1991, but I still sat there for a few years, not knowing what to do, what my calling was. So a few years later, it just things started happening. In 1996, I just got busy. My husband Toby and we talked, we prayed. He looked at me one day and he said, God didn't create you this way for me, for us, for our family. He said, God created you this way to show people how defeated they live when they don't have to. And here you are. He said, here you are without arms, using your feet and making a difference around the world. You could be helping people. And so I just started doing it. We prayed, we talked to God. Toby bought me some business cards. He bought me a computer, and I got busy. I started calling strangers to open doors for me. I started emailing, telling people who I was. Strangers, telling them what God said I could do. I didn't even really believe I could do it, Greg. But guess what? It happened. It worked. And I kept going. Yes, I fell down many times, but as I said earlier, every time I fell down, I got up again and again and again, because that's what winners do. We don't fall down and stay in the corner. No, we get up, we rise up. And that's what I've done all my life. I'm just saying, I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop. I couldn't quit if I wanted to. I tried to stop. A few years ago, I said, okay, I'm gonna slow down, I'm gonna stop. And somebody called on the phone for the next year to book me. And I'm like, man, Still can't stop. So I just kept going. I just kept going. And like I said, and about 6, 7 months ago, I had to humble myself and realize God had to sit me down for a minute because of my physical challenges, physical health challenges. I've had 4 heart attacks, and I had to slow down. And so now I'm excited about life still. I'm still moving forward and still persevering. And like I said, I'm executive producing my upcoming debut movie, Eagle Without Wings. No excuses. Everyone can fly. The Tawana Williams story. It's going to be powerful. And we're seeking investors. We're seeking angel investors that would like the opportunity to be a part of this epic true life story that is going to change the world. We are excited, ladies and gentlemen. And if you might want to, be a part of what we're doing. You can call me 252-291-6081 for more information. We already have our production team in Atlanta, a Rain Dance Films production, and we are excited. We're humbled. We're serving. We're ready. It's just going to be an exciting opportunity for those who participate in this journey with Eagle Without Wings, the movie. It's going to be a blessing. So many people's lives are going to be changed because of my story. People are going to realize that all things are possible when you believe. And the movie is a drama film that it's a true story, a drama film that combines all the key elements of a commercial drama: perseverance, determination, betrayal, racism, uh, disability, addiction, passion, love, and religion. The elements are explosive, current, and the characters are not afraid to play them. It's just going to be powerful. It's going to be powerful. It's going to be, it's going to go straight to the heart, straight to the soul. We're excited, Greg. Eagle Without Wings, coming soon to a theater near you. We're excited.
Tawana, how long have we known each other? I'm trying to think.
Um, I'm going to say maybe 15 years. It might be more than that.
Wow. And going back to 15 years ago till now, your passion and your excitement for life has not changed at all.
No, no.
What, 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 why, Tawana? What's in you that keeps you excited for life?
My mission is to serve others. My mission is to let people know that all things are possible when you believe. That's all I know. The mission is to give hope. I'm the hope coach. And so the mission pushed me. The mission continues to push me. It prepared me for the opportunity, for all of the opportunities that have bestowed upon my life, over the past 28 years. I had to be prepared and be ready for these opportunities. I had to promote myself. I had to make it happen for myself. I had to brand myself unarmed but dangerous. I had to polish my image and, make things happen and be pretty and smile and help people and push them and, just continue to soar and help people secure the commitment. I had to be committed totally, and mentor people and help them. It's just a package deal, just doing what I do. It has empowered me to live, to push, to soar, and to make sure that all things are possible. It always lets me know that, it's possible. I let people know that it's possible. Look, me using what I have, using my blessed feet, you know, there's nothing so great about me. I just had to learn to empower myself, and then empowering myself just pushed on to other people. That's basically, there's no roadmap for me. I just kept going, Greg. I just kept going. I just kept pushing and, helping people and letting people know that they could do it. And it all worked together. It
Well,
all worked together. Yeah.
we have 12 minutes left. Is that good for you?
Sure.
Hey, there's two names coming up in my spirit, uh, Tawana. I'm going to give you the first name, and whatever comes to your heart to speak life in this person, would you do so? Then I'll give you the second name.
Okay.
First one is Janetta. What you feel? What are you feeling about the name Janetta?
Janetta is my niece, and Janetta just got married last weekend. I'm sorry, about a month ago. I'm sorry. But Janetta, I love that name. That's my great niece's, no, that's my niece's name, and she is a blessing to our family. And so when I hear the word Janetta, I just hear my niece. Go get it, Janetta.
Okay, the other one is Sister Ruthie.
Sister Ruthie. Sister Ruthie was a good friend of mine in California. Um, she was a powerhouse herself. She passed away a few years ago, but she was such a force in my life. She pushed me and loved me and my family. And yeah, she was a blessing to my life, and I miss her so. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Okay, Tawana.
Yes.
Let's see what's coming up. Toby. That's what's coming up in my spirit.
Yeah.
How? What lessons have you learned from your husband, Toby?
Oh God, I've learned so many lessons from him. Like I said, he's the one who pushed me to start being a motivational speaker. Toby is such a blessing in my life. He is one of the people that really showed me how to take action daily towards my dreams, my goals, and whatever I expected to have in life. Toby is that person. He's my pusher man. He's the one who showed me, how to make it happen and get it done. He wouldn't let me quit. Toby wouldn't let me quit. Sometimes there are times when I want to give up and I want to stop. Toby is like, you don't have that luxury. You can't quit. It doesn't work like that. So Toby is my force to be reckoned with.
So now, Tawana, whew, every time you come on, I'm lost for words. Why do you think that happens?
I don't know, Greg. I don't know. I mean, it's just it's just who I am, it's just who I am, I'm that girl that pushes people. I'm that girl that gave permission along. I was given permission. My grandma my grandma Rogers told me that I could give myself permission, and then it just grew on me as I grew up, and as I learned, and as I grew, and as I fell down and got up. I continue to give myself permission to do it, and it pushed me. It made me manifest a lot of things in my life. So I'm just grateful. I don't, really, I really don't experience fear and doubt and worry. I don't. That's not how I live my life. You know, I just realized that low expectation, low results. High expectations, high results. You can't have anything uh expecting. You can't expect anything talking about what you can't do, what you won't do, what's not possible for you. So, I live with the law of expectations. That's how I live my life, expecting God to do something greater in my life. That's how I get it done.
See, Tawana, we have 3 minutes left. And once again, I'm going to take a step aside. And could you speak to the listeners and viewers what they need to hear, and don't hold back the truth?
Wow. What are some of the things that you want to do in your life? I want you to think about that right now. What are some of the things that have stopped you, that have defeated you, or that have controlled you? Think about that for a moment. What are those things that that you say you want to do but you have not done? Well, I challenge you today to get up and get it done. No more excuses. There are no more excuses, because excuses don't hide. They just reveal who you really are. So get up. Get up. I want you to get up and go make it happen for yourself. If you want to make it in this life, then don't give yourself any more excuses not to go get it. In life, you're either going to have excuses or results. You can't have both. Good God. And George Washington Carver says 99% of all failures come from people who have the habit of making excuses. Is that you? Is that you? Are you an excuse maker? Talking about what you can't do? Child, please. Your life is in your hands. You are the keeper of your life. It's now up to you, because I found that everything starts in the mind. Every book that's been written, every choice that's been made, every business that's been started, every invention that's been invented, all started in somebody's mind. So if you tell yourself that you can't, guess what? You won't. Our greatest power is the power to choose. Neglect to use that great power, and you automatically grant permission for other people to choose it for you. My God, my God. Every person sooner or later comes to the realization that all conditions, good or bad, are self-created and started in the mind. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your girl, the Hope Coach, Dr. Tawana Williams, and I want you to hold on to these words. Until we meet again, I know that I will, even without arms. God bless you. We love you, and we'll see you in the next round. Whoop, whoop.
Thank you so much, Tawana.
You're welcome, Greg. Thank you, and God bless you.
God bless you.